Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 here to bring you Medaka Box Chapter 183 review. Now, this review of this chapter, along with One Piece chapter review that I have to do, still will be uploaded later tonight. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them, have them on there, save it, and I'll upload both at the same time later on tonight. But Medaka Box 183, his heart is full. Now, this chapter was pretty damn good. The outcome of this fight was very interesting. And to some extent, I felt that what ended on happening was that, to some extent, Zenkichi was able to beat Iihiko because of the fact that Iihiko was, like, overconfident at some point. Because what he tried to do, Iihiko, was, what happened was, Zenkichi, on purpose, allowed Iihiko to hit him in the arm, and took out his right arm. Zenkichi's right arm. And then Zenkichi thought, oh, time to go in with a kick. But then he came out, Iihiko, with another counter to this by giving Shirini control of her body to fool him, to say, oh, you won't kick your best friend in the face. But it backfired on Iihiko. And when Iihiko tried to attack Zenkichi, he froze. And it was funny, Zenkichi was saying, idiot, the one person who would aim for such a moment is my best friend, Shirini. And it basically stopped, Shirini basically stopped Iihiko, Shirini's arm at the last second. And this is where the tables turn, because then Iihiko's like, and then Zenkichi said in this chapter, we knew that the true essence of words of the style. And that's when Iihiko tries to attack himself. And Zenkichi's wondering what would happen. And, it's kind of one of those things where you say to yourself, you fucked yourself. That's what Iihiko basically did, because he thought, he didn't realize that by allowing Shirini to take control of the body again, to show up, that it would have these kind of consequences. And when he's about to hit himself, Iihiko, Medaka's saying, Medaka's still alive, by the way. Surprisingly enough, I don't know how the fuck she's still alive, but she's alive. And she briefly states to Zenkichi, it's the victor's duty. Name yourself a gift there for the final notice. And then since you got the chance, say it. Say just how cool of my childhood friend, okay? And that's when he hits himself. And the best, at this scene, I loved, because it shows the blow and just like Iihiko's spirit, and he just dissipates. I'm like, oh man, that was awesome. And this was really an interesting outcome, because it was exactly what I thought was going to happen. Like, Iihiko was going to attack Zenkichi, and it was going to be stopped. But the only difference was, in order for it to happen, Iihiko would have to give control of his body back to Shirini, of her body back to her. And that's exactly what happened. And he ended up attacking himself. And Zenkichi says briefly, "That's right, I am Hideyoshi Zenkichi, a high schooler who couldn't live alone even for a second, and it is as cool as the devil himself." And I just love the scene where Iihiko's body's breaking to pieces. I'm like, damn, that's awesome. Now, there is one catch. At the bottom right left-hand corner, of the panel, there's a scene, and it says, "Zenkichi wins, however." And what you see is Professor Busurumi, Professor Surubami, on the ground. And you see his tongue coming out, and you see a symbol on his tongue. And it seems like this is foreboding his arrival. In next week's chapter. Now, however, this was a good chapter. 4 out of 5, no questions asked. And he basically, and during the actual fight, Zenkichi was dodging blows from Iihiko, which was shocking to say the least. And that was the reason why he was the only person who could fight him. Because when he had kicked Iihiko dodged. When Medaka attacked him with the Kurakami Phantom Final, he didn't dodge it originally. So that leaves to believe that if he had been attacked with a kick by Zenkichi, it would have hurt him greatly. And that was the whole bit of reasoning why, and that's what was Ninami was telling, what's her face? Suzuriha and the other one that were conscious. And it was kind of a thing where he wasn't alone, Zenkichi. That was the whole bit of this chapter, that he was, and it said in the beginning, he is a mediocrity kind of person, and it's all because of him that he could stand up to extraordinary kind of people like, Iihiko and Medaka and everything. And that's the whole premise, that because he was not alone, that he had, everyone behind him in his heart, he can go up against Iihiko. Now, as far as next week's concerned, I don't know what this means. A reveal of saying that Professor Surubami is going to show up now. Now, with the destruction of Iihiko's spirit, I'm guessing Shirini's okay now. Now, Medaka's still alive. Briefly, I don't know how the fuck she's still alive. But she's still alive. This leads me to believe that she's still alive. So she's not dead. We don't know about Kumagawa. We don't know about Kumagawa and everyone else. The remnants. His professor's son. We don't know if he's alive. But we know Medaka's alive, and we know Zenkichi's at the moment alive. But they might die soon. As far as the professor's concerned, I don't know what that means. I don't know what happens there. I don't know if he's going to get up and start fighting Zenkichi. Still in the air. But it's good to know that Zenkichi was able to defeat Iihiko, which is very surprising. This was his Gohan moment in some aspects. And now I gotta wonder next week what happens, because the whole gist of this is that Now, I don't know if it's... What is going to happen is that maybe Iihiko is alive and he possesses Professor's body, but that I think is a long stretch. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think that it's probably going to be... Shirani is probably going to find a way, and now that Iihiko's out of her body and defeated and destroyed, I guess she's going to find a way to get everyone back to normal, kind of, you know, at least to some extent. So that should be interesting to see. But this was a good chapter. I liked, you know, Zenkichi was just basically, you know, his words and feelings were able to penetrate Iihiko. And because Iihiko fucked up, he fucked up here. Iihiko messed up. That's the big thing. He thought, oh, I'm going to trick Zenkichi. I'll be able to attack him afterwards. But the problem was, you gave control of the body back to Shirani. And she took that opportunity to take control and to stop you. And that's why he lost. Because he ended up saying, oh, if this is the case, I'm just going to attack myself. Which didn't really do anything either. So... But this was a good episode, good chapter. I really liked the whole concept of how Zenkichi defeated Iihiko. The whole premise in Medaka Box is that style users, most of them use words. I mean, Ninami, Yuzuriha, that other one. What was that other one's name? I forgot that other one's name. Anyway, that other one. They all use words as style users, and that's how he was able to defeat Iihiko. So, yeah. This is a good chapter. Gotta wait. Let's see what happens next week. Next week is probably going to be something else. I can only imagine what's going to happen, because, like I said, Professor Busarami, gotta wonder... If he comes back to life and he starts attacking Zenkichi, I'm like, oh shit, where's this gonna go? So, gotta wonder. But from this chapter, what I really like, personally, Medaka's not dead. I mean, she's barely alive, but she's alive. And Zenkichi won. He outsmarted Iihiko. Iihiko attacked himself. He realized, you know, and he took himself out. So it was interesting. I like how it went about. So yeah, we'll see next week. But that's what I got for you guys. 4 out of 5. Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Medaka Box. Zenkichi for the motherfucking win. My man Zenkichi putting the words down and taking Iihiko to the locker room, sent him back home. Psh, took him out. And that's what I got for you guys. See ya.